This is Born Strategist, and welcome to the videogames.co.uk. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about my top 3 most disappointing games at E3 2016. Now, the reason why I want to go ahead and do this is because some of these games do have great potential, but they just didn't live up to that potential. And for that very reason, I am disappointed with them. So let's go ahead and start off with number 3, which is Mass Effect Andromeda. Now, I'm a huge Mass Effect fan. As a matter of fact, it's probably the only video game franchise I actually say that I'm a fan of because it's that good and it's definitely worthy of everyone's time and consideration, regardless of who you are or what you like to play, because it has a great story, great mechanics, great shooting, great everything, and for that very reason, check it out if you haven't already tried it. Now, having said that, the one thing I was hoping not to see yet again at E3 was yet another Mass Effect Andromeda trailer. Meaning that this has been going on for some time, and come March 2017 is going to be the 5-year anniversary of Mass Effect 3. I mean, it's been 5 years since we've had a Mass Effect game. And I completely understand taking their time and doing it right, and all the time, effort, and energy that goes into developing a game such as this, because Mass Effect has never been known as a mediocre franchise. But at the same time, I'm going, it's like, really, it's been such a long wait, and for hardcore Mass Effect fans, it's very disappointing not to see a great deal of Mass Effect content at E3. Considering how big of an event it is. But for that very reason, I was disappointed. Granted, they did some new gameplay, but aside from that, they were just really just snippets of cutscenes and nothing more. It wasn't anything really all that substantial, so we're still kind of left waiting and wanting more. And to be honest with you, with all the hype going into this franchise, I don't know how much more they can draw it out, considering that it's been talked about for years and years and years, and you haven't really got much of anything of any value in terms of information. But we'll see what happens, and I really do want them to, put all the time, effort, and energy that they can into this game, because I want it to be good. I don't want it to be something that doesn't live up to the Mass Effect standards. So for that very reason, take your time, do it right. Now, the second thing on my list is Days Gone. And you're probably going, it's like, what? It's a great zombie game. What's the matter with you? Why are you putting it on your list? And the reason why I'm putting that on the list is simply because, well, it disappointed me simply because, well, it doesn't have any type of cooperative play or multiplayer, and it's just a single player experience. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing for people that like single player games. I get that, but I am notorious for having high standards, and when you have a game that has so much potential, such as this, and you don't have any cooperative aspects to it, it's a little disappointing to say the least. And for that very reason, it's on the list. And I understand that they're a small, game studio, and they're doing the best they can with what they have, and I completely sympathize with them. But how many times have we seen single player zombie games? Okay, it does get a little boring considering that we have seen it so many times before. So they're not doing anything that anyone else hasn't already done, but they're just putting their own unique little spin on it. But in my eyes, that's not good enough. You gotta have co-op at least in every game such as this. Shooters in general, there's no excuse not to have cooperative play in shooters, whether it be at least 2-man or potentially 4-man co-op. So aside from that, my top most disappointing game, my number one, had to definitely be Resident Evil 7. And I know some of you guys are going, what, Resident Evil 7? Are you kidding me? Look at them. It looks great. It's survival horror based. Yeah, that's great and all, but the thing is that even though it may be a survival horror based game and they're going back to their roots, come on, let's be honest. It looks like a ripoff of PT or Outlast. It's not something unique or different, which is what I was hoping for, and for that very reason, I am disappointed with it. And to be honest with you, I'm not all that intrigued, nor was I at all interested in any aspect of the game. To be honest, I found it particularly boring, and I didn't care for it, considering that we've seen other game studios do something better. I mean, if you want to find something more interesting, go to Outlast. If you want to go ahead and just relive the PT trailer, then go ahead and continue to watch Resident Evil 7 because it has more in common with PT than it does with Outlast. And Outlast, at least for me, was far more intriguing and far more terrifying from the first person perspective. With that said, what's your thoughts? What's your opinions? What are your top most disappointing games? It could be 3 games, it could be 5 games, it could be 10 games. Let us know below. Until next time, thanks for watching. For more objective reviews, strategy guides, commentaries, and more, then stay tuned to thevideogames.co.uk, or if you want to check out my own personal channel, you can do so at www.youtube.com/bornstrategist.